In addition to the schwa sound that we have already looked at, if you master just two sounds, chances are you will sound more British. These two sounds are o and r. Let us look at some examples. Not. If you speak to an American, chances are they would say not. It is not a problem. However, a Britisher would say not. It is not a problem. Similarly, for words like bought. In British English, it is pronounced bought, while Americans will say bought. Taught. In British English, it is pronounced taught, while Americans will say taught. Fought. In British English, it is pronounced fought, while Americans will say fought. Got. In British English, it is pronounced got, while Americans will say got. Honest. In British English, it is pronounced honest, while Americans will say honest. Problem. In British English, it is pronounced problem, while Americans will say problem. If you are careful in pronouncing the O sound, your British English pronunciation will be correct. Now to the next sound, R. Americans, like many of us in the Indian subcontinent, love our R's. If it is there in the word, we like people to hear it. But in British English, the R sound is a little more subtle, almost non-verbalized. Well, mostly. Remember, when a word finishes with the letter R, it is almost always silent. In the International Phonetic Alphabet, this is depicted by the R sound written as a superscript. Letter. Better. Hour. Hour. Flower. Weather. When the letter R appears in a word before a vowel sound, it is pronounced. However, the R sound in such words is also soft and subtle, and not rolled. The top of the tongue should not touch the palate at the top of the mouth. The air needs to pass between the tongue and the palate. This is a mistake that many people make by pronouncing the R sound in a more deliberate way. Many people emphasize the R sound, whereas it needs to be more aspirated. For instance, drive and not drive. Proud and not proud. Proceed and not precede. Price and not price. Preliminary and not preliminary. Purple and not purple. Just bringing in these two sounds in your English will make you sound more British. When you learn individual words in the next lessons, you will find British phonetic pronunciations and not American pronunciations. Developing a more British pronunciation will make you understandable in more parts of the world, simply because the British Empire spread far and wide over centuries. When the colonies became independent and the British left, they left behind the British English language, including in America. But over the past 2 centuries and more, American English has evolved into what is distinctly American. We in the Indian subcontinent or other non-native English-speaking countries may not have a British accent, but as long as we pronounce the words correctly, we will develop a more neutral or international accent, understandable in many parts of the world. Now, it is time for us to learn some words.